Oh, yeah.
Bless and love, my lords. Welcome to another Punk Stock live interview powered by Red Lion. I am joined here today, of course, by our co host, Dudley,
Hey, everyone, welcome to the show.
and our guest today is Han. How is it going, sir? How are you?
Hello, I'm pretty good. And how are you guys?
Great, man, and thanks for coming to the show. I
Yeah.
was actually looking forward to our chat today because there has been something I wanted to tell you for a long time. And this is, first of all, I want to say I'm a little bit sorry, man. And I think I have been a little bit of an asshole to you in the past. And I will explain in DMs why, but I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I was wrong about the shit I said.
We brought.
Yeah, no worries at all. Like it happens, and like it's really active, and it's really
Yeah.
it happens a lot in here. So yeah, it's reasonable. No need to be sorry.
Well, I have been had it in my mind a long time, and this is why I love those shows because not only gives us an opportunity to connect and meet each other, but also make amends and admit when I was wrong about something. So yeah, that apart, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming. So let's start with your punk story. So how did you get your punk?
Oh, it's yeah, it's a long story, but I've been I've been following the crypto world for at least like 5 or 6 years. And when I found out about the NFTs, of course, the first thing that I saw was CryptoPunks. And um, I was exploring that project about what is it. And of course, even in my projects, the first inflation was from CryptoPunks. And then I found the Discord channel, the community, and then I joined and met with lots of great people who were really helpful in the beginning. Like there are like 10, 20 people. I can't right now to say all of the names right now, but everyone was really supportive. It like when we were talking, it wasn't exactly about the CryptoPunks. Like it was some kind of like a fun place to discuss, explore, and learn about what was happening. And after that, I was just trying to find the exact punk for myself. Um, then I found a VR punk at first. It was Wild Hair VR, and also since I'm interested in like the 3D digital worlds, and my projects were like, mostly about like those 3Ds, I thought it was a good fit. Then I bought that VR punk, and then it was kind of like an addiction back then. I started to grab like more or different CryptoPunks, and then I had interested for the silver chains at first. Then Meebits came out, and I made a weird risk. Sold some of the punks, bought Meebits, and I got the visitor. And then I traded a visitor with Eric Snowfraud to with a zombie back then. And then I used that zombie for a while. I don't know if this is the like the time to do it, but I am also like currently one of my goals besides my projects is to acquire an ape punk, but I'm slowly, steadily making those every steps to just reach out to there.
Wow, man, that's such a great story. And how much was your entry price? What was the floor when you entered?
When I entered CryptoPunks, I think it was around 2 ETH, I guess.
Hmm.
It was when I first saw it, it was much, much more lower, but I didn't even have the funds. I will just mention about my stories as well. I didn't have the funds much to acquire, but then when I created those projects, I started to earn in NFTs. You know, I immediately acquired a CryptoPunk.
Wow, and you traded yourself up to a zombie.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How many do you have now?
So currently, in my public wallet, I don't have, but in my private wallet, I have several, which I don't want to
Mm,
reveal how much do I have. But like as I told you, currently for the public one, I'm currently in the process of acquiring one of these.
wow. I hope you make it public at some point and we check the collection and see what you've been up to
Yeah, hopefully.
collecting. But you like to keep the allure, be one of those mysterious CryptoPunk owners, those addresses that nobody knows who it is, right?
Yeah.
Uh, okay, I respect that game. And okay, so how did you get into crypto in the first place?
In the first place, so I am in my late 20s right now. Um, I found out about the Bitcoin when I was in university, like a digital coin and the technology. I was studying architecture, but like most of my friends didn't even know the Bitcoin.
That's
And
beautiful. Did you finish it? Did you get your degree?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's beautiful.
Um, and I found about the Bitcoin, and I really believed in those decentralization, everything, and even my architecture, like the years project, was all about like those decentralization and like those all of the systems. How can it be interpreted with the architecture as well? How can it be changed? How can it be like be similarities between all of those? And yeah, like I found about the Bitcoin around when I was university. I guess it was around 2016. I guess during back then, yeah, 2016, 2015, I guess.
Nice. Around the time I got into it. Different minds back then. I wasn't looking at it like Bitcoin is going to be worth so and so. I was like, yeah, fuck institutions. Let's buy this stupid thing to kill the banks. But yeah, I learned a lot since then. I can
Yeah.
definitely relate to your story. You were into architecture, studying, and you find Bitcoin and it interests you, but I guess it didn't interest much your peers. Is that the case?
Sorry, I guess I didn't get the question.
So, no, I'm just asking when you found Bitcoin, your peers, your friends, were they also interested in it or just you?
No, just me. Like,
Yeah,
I
I can
think everyone.
definitely relate to that, man. Like I was sailing yachts and I was into Bitcoin and stuff, and all the other captains were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
So yeah, that's nice. It makes you feel special a little bit or crazy sometimes.
yeah. Back then, it was I was like people was looking at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like when you have that like belief, no, the experience, and when you spend more time, and if you're trying to be humble as well, I think everything goes along with you, and like you're learning everything, like the opportunities are coming along.
Hmm. Thanks, guys, for joining. We have a lot of people on the audience. Big love. Uh, take a moment if you want, like the show, retweet it. Let's get some more lovely people in here. So you were into architecture, and well, architecture is an art, also a science. Um, but were you into art and visual arts and like the discipline of being an artist before you got involved with crypto, or is it something that
Um,
came afterwards?
yeah, when I was studying architecture, I really had interest in like art installations. And when I was student, I attended some like exhibitions, some events. One of the most important ones for me was the Venice Architecture Bienna. And after that, I get to exhibit some of my works. And you know, um, And also the project of mine, the CryptoCubes, was my graduation project actually. And when we go into deep of it, I will also explain that. So I always had the interest, and I was just trying to find a way, find something that helps me to distribute all of these works much more fast, much more efficiently, and that is where the NFTs just that I found about the NFTs.
Um, in the NFT space, art moves really, really fast, and what we like to see and what happens just changes in an instant. But your art is very minimal, and it's very thoughtful, and I would say it goes a little bit against the grain. How would you how would you summarize it and in a few sentences your whole philosophy and art, and how does your process look like?
Yeah, like I guess I can't tell any like a specific or like decided style, because as I told, like I am just, my creative career has been like 3 years, 4 years after I graduated, and I've been exploring like so in my first project, CryptoCubes, I've been exploring those 3D objects that can be connected to a token that can be used various platforms. And then we met with Nicola. He is also in the listeners. We created the algorithms and algobeats in art blocks. We were exploring the music, generative rhythms, and then I like recently this year created an installation, a physical installation that um, takes the data from the blockchain, which is like we call it physical and on-chain installation, which is a light installation. We made it with 4040. So my process is most like, if I find something interesting in there and I want to explore and create something different, and also of course consider the NFT limits, NFT technical things as well. um, I am really like have the passion about focusing and exploring and learning and then developing about like those we call the on-chain stuff, because this is where it begins to be interesting, like trying to see different ways of the NFTs.
Hey, Han. Nice to
Hello.
talk with you for the first time as we were chatting, I think, from the old Rari. So I'm also a CryptoCube holder, and you gifted me one too.
Yeah.
Thank you again. And tell us about this project. Maybe was it the first NFT from you, or what was the idea?
Yeah. Yes, the CryptoCubes is my first project in NFTs. Back then, um, as I told you, it was my graduation project. I was trying to figure something out, like an automated space generation, in my graduation project, and it was based on just simple cubes. And then when I found out about the NFTs, we also talked about CryptoPunks. I really influenced from everything they did. Um, but of course the experience and the knowledge for my age was not good as them, so I was exploring, trying to find the best ways to do it. And then I figured out I should do this as a collection and give those tokens as 3D forms that can be used in like 3D lens, and maybe potentially they can be the landmarks. Like in profile pictures, you're representing a persona, and in 3D, those statues that can be used as building, as statues, they can also be related with your persona as well. But that can be used in 3D digital lens. I don't want to say the metaverse because it is really a broad term, and you know those digital lens are infinite, I really want those cubes, like those forms, to be explored and used in different ways. Even I can't imagine, I can't think. So I created that project back in October 2020. After I created, I was using Rarible back then and started to use Rarible with it. And after everything got sold out, I realized that it has some kind of potential. People started to recognize it, like it can be one of the first 3D generative collections. And I realized that this will be my, life, because I really did everything because I really liked. I was exploring, and after CryptoCubes had this like the thoughts about the collectors and the people. There's also another side project appeared called CryptoCubes and Creators. Basically, in the first thing, what I was thinking and imagining, what if the artists, like the creators, imagine all of the CryptoCubes and creates their own artwork with it? There are like 256 CryptoCubes. And in the first drop, there was really big names. Back then, there were friends, Patrick, Axel, Roger, um, they were, and Brandon, and they were really helpful. And
Man, I love those Rarible days. You're giving me Rarible nostalgia.
yeah. And after, like, we invited Render, Victor Mosquera, Roger Kilimanjaro, Nicolas, and Filipodas, Alotamani, rest in peace, and Refik Anadol. And they have created their own artworks with it. And we auctioned them. And then there's an event appeared like once in every quarter. And 16 artists are like creating their own artworks with the CryptoCubes, and we are auctioning them. And it became a really fun event. Like, we just did the last one in January 11th, and G Manko was helping us for the Twitter Spaces, and it was really fun. Everyone was discussing about their own style, own techniques. And the main idea is a cube, but you can see lots of different interpretations, lots of unique ideas, which appear like became a really great another collection as well.
That's so cool, man. But when you said was the last auction?
It was on January 11th. The
So it
CryptoCubes.
was, yeah, it was very recently, right? Like
Yeah. Yes.
16 days ago. Wow, I missed that. I I was like, whoa, right now. So how does that work with the auctions? Sorry if I'm asking something that you explained and I didn't understand well.
Yeah. So, so there's CryptoCubes collection, which is 256. It's like the original collection. They are the 3D files, and once in every quarter, 16 artists. That those are curated by me. Picks one of the CryptoCubes which they like and creates their own artwork with their own style. And in those drops, as I said, like the last one, it was in January 11th, and the next one will be on May 17th. All of the 16 artworks from 16 artists are auctioned for 24 hours. And during those 24 hours, it becomes a really fun event. Like, we are sharing each other's works, we are communicating with each other's collectors community, and it becomes kind of like a festival for us. And yeah, so it will continue until we reach 256 artists, which is the number of the CryptoCubes.
That's very nice. That's beautiful. We should write about this. I wasn't aware that this happening. It's hard to keep up with everything. Thank you for putting it down and explaining it like this. silly me to understand. But it's something beautiful, man. Definitely, we would love to write about that. I will get Steven on it
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank you. And also, maybe
Mhm,
I just want to give some other stuff that I've been doing. You
mhm.
know, um, as I told you when I first started, I wasn't too experienced it, and now I have the opportunity to explore technical things. And now I'm working with a developer, which is a really good developer. Now we are on the process of making the CryptoCubes original collection on chain, similar to what CryptoPunks did, like adding all of the data, all of the calorie values, location values of the cubes as a smart contract to the Ethereum blockchain. And then we are creating a 3D API for various platforms, and it is already coming. Like, we are collaborating with OnCyber and Monomers. And personally, I agreed with a studio called Ordinary Folk, which they did, I guess, like it was a few months ago. They did the nouns explanatory video, and they will also do the CryptoCubes for the CryptoCubes as well. So for these collections, as I told you, it is like my baby. So I'm just working on it to make it much more professional, much more technically better. And with CryptoCubes and creators, all of the artists' ideas, it becomes much more like a strong foundation. You're seeing lots of ideas, and hopefully it will go like this.
Oh, that's really nice, man. I love the attention and care that you put in and the stewardship of the collection you created. You keep building on it. You keep making it more and more beautiful and involving more people. This is definitely something that we love seeing more, and that we are also actively trying to practice what we are preaching. So yeah, amazing to see more people have visions like that, and yeah, that's a beautiful execution. Definitely going to be writing more for the CryptoCubes and have a closer look. And besides CryptoCubes, what else is Han involved in right now?
Um, yeah, before telling about like what I've been working on, I want to also explain the other works that I did with other artists. So there's also a project called Algo. The first project was Algorithms, which was in Art Blocks Curated. I guess it was in Series 3 with Nicola Dania.
What
Uh,
project number was that?
it was series 3, Art Blocks Curated Algorithms, the
Mm,
generative music project. And
hmm.
after that, we continued exploring and we created Algo Beats. It was about the rhythm, again, generating music. We did again in Art Blocks Playground. And it was really fun. It was really interesting exploration for us as well, like bringing the music, creating all of the sounds with other people, and making something like unique. And we had really fun, and we want to explore in the future, but like we don't know what it brings. Yes, so this algo in the art blocks was our generative music exploration. And the other project is Light on Chain. Um, it is a physical location that we did a light installation with 4040, the duo artists. Basically, there are like around 600 lights, which are they each of the lights have their own NFTs, and those NFT, if you have that NFT, you can basically change the light's frequency, amplitude, and the brightness, and in the real time, it also changes in the physical installation as well. So what we tried to do is that installation taking the data from the NFT from the blockchain, and it is already live in Turkey, Kaplankaya region. Um, you know, it's been a
Is
really
it a traveling installation?
No, it is a permanent installation in Turkey, Kaplankaya. You can find it on the Light on Chains Twitter account. And now, what I've been exploring for the new stuff, as I told you, like currently my focus is making the original CryptoCubes on chain and creating that video with Ordinary Folk and a possible brand collaboration, which is not 100% right now. And then creating that a new exploration about like it is on chain. It is also related to architecture as well, but it is also related to symbols and like all of the meaning and like the attributes or like the personalities. And currently working on it, but I wanted to wait until I finish all of the technical developments of CryptoCubes, and after that I will be releasing that project.
Yeah, one by one. It's
Yeah.
important to keep a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very busy, man. Days pass very fast, and for everything to happen, it needs a lot of work. How do you manage your time?
um so I guess I'm not managing like that because I'm always doing something with my computer. I'm working from home. To be honest, I don't see it as working. I've been like sometimes I've been doing meetings in the nights, and during the day I'm working. So personally, I don't see it like work, because those projects that I created with artists, yeah, and also in my like individual works, I've been having fun and exploring that like those interesting areas. And only thing that I'm seeing working like is the you know um, making those arranging the technical details about like the opening a social accounts, trying to be active there. I see them as a job, but creating
Yeah.
those projects are just for fun for me.
Yeah, that is the hard part sometimes, to
Yeah.
have to actually talk when you don't want to talk, right?
Yeah.
You have been very active in Punk's Discord since very early on, and we also listened to your Punk story. How did Punks change your life, and how did Punks change who you are today? And did you expect it before you buy your first Punk that your life will change forever?
Of course, I didn't expect that first. In my beginning, I didn't tell that story. After I graduated, back then, 2019, around the pandemic happened, and I was just a fresh graduate who didn't know what to do. And I moved to my family's village, and like I was just living in a village in a room that I have an internet connection, and I've been trying to do something in that place. I also created the CryptoCubes, and when I found out about the CryptoPunks at first, I was trying to acquire one of them, and after I started to earn from my projects, in my first punk, when I bought it, I remember that I told my parents that day, and they were like shocked, mad, and like they were saying like, "What are you doing?" And you just earned some funds, and you're just spending it for like, for them it was unreasonable, and but as I told you, the people I met was um, really helpful about giving advices and teaching the things. It wasn't about like, as I told you, not it wasn't exactly about the CryptoPunks. It was the beautiful part was there were people who were giving you really great, interesting information that makes you curious about what is this technology for. And also, after you read about the CryptoPunks, you can exactly see it is not just only profile picture. It is like a decentralized marketplace that you can connect from anywhere in the world, that you can trade personas. And like that idea is, to me, is really fascinating. And the technical part, like they did an amazing job, the Matt and Joan. And exploring the CryptoPunks was my, like, the first influence about doing my projects. And of course, since all of the, like, the meaningful and the professional work has been noticed in when NFTs went mainstream, CryptoPunks financially changed my life, mentally changed my life, like physically, and I had lots of good friendships, a digital friends who I can trust. And like, I'm not saying this as for just normal talks, even for like the thing trading things with the financial value, I could trust easily. You can't find it in real life too easy, and it is also like ironic that you can find this in the digital world.
Man, I can totally relate to that. Also, when I was buying my first punks, I never thought that they will affect me, not only financially but as a person so much.
Yeah.
I am cutting my hair uh, as a mohawk just to match my punk, But yeah, it's really a big transformation, and that I think a lot of people who joined. Uh, Same as myself included, learned a lot from the experience, and this was what created that ethos of punks and that soft connection you have with every punk. You feel comfortable to nudge every punk, no matter how famous they are, and say, "Hey, man, what's up?" And
Yeah.
it's something really unique and really beautiful. And definitely it's the blueprint for other communities for their emotional bonds they formed. And yeah, it spread like virus for sure.
And
um
also, I want to say, like, yes, this is all like the beautiful things. And like, currently, personally, I'm in my, like, exploration and learning journey of my life. I have like years to explore, years to learn, years to do. And everyone can make sometimes mistakes, and like the people were really understanding and giving you the honest criticism about what you're doing. And if you are also, open to take those criticisms, it really helps for your professional and your personal life as well. Like, it is not just only about the financial stuff, which went mainstream like around 2021, but before that, I think what actually helped me was, taking those criticisms and trying to understand where I'm doing wrong, and learning from that and iterating for the next step.
that's a great advice. Nobody can be successful if they don't learn from their mistakes and they are not curious enough to experiment and make mistakes, for sure. It's
Yeah.
the most common characteristic of uh, successful people, or what we think is successful, at
Yeah.
least. Um, this year has been insane, and it just started. And I'm talking about AI.
Yeah.
How did it blow your mind? And did you play with it? Are you using it for your art? What's your experience with it?
Um, I've been exploring it for a while. I didn't use it in my art, but of course, as like everyone, I'm also considering that. But after the exploration, what I see was, um, I think in a short time, like the generalists will win. Like, what I mean with is, like, you know the if you lose yourself in the details, and just in one topic, of course you can do amazing works, amazing jobs. But if you grasp the logic of like different topics, and if you know how to design the prompt that you give to the AI, I think that is the real interesting and powers sits, because in the following years we are going to have, I guess, like the prompt designers who are telling actually what AI should do. And I also find it interesting to, creating another Han with that AI, telling the um telling the my favorite books, telling the favorite movies, like telling the topics, scientific topics that I find interesting, and like feeding into it, creating another persona is fascinating. Like, I guess I find this part interesting compared to, the Meet Journey, the image projects.
How about the actually push or the fight against it from artists and all this drama? How do you look at it?
Yeah, that's a good
What
question
drama?
because the AI is trained by artist images that people are creating, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I saw also some lawyer explaining that actually Midjourney is holding terabytes of like stolen images, but they cannot tell stolen because they are kind of transcripting them, and it's only like a ghost images, in the algorithm. So there's a lot of questions about it ethically also, how it's
Hmm.
be in the future.
yes, but I think the real question is for myself is like, you know everything we do, everything we create is also another iteration of the past, right? We are not creating something totally like 100% unique, and which I can understand ethical ways, using other artists works for like their efforts, for like the experience for the years. But also the AI will be kind of a tool to help you to achieve faster about what you want to do. So I think I find it much more interesting, and exploring the technical ways. But I also saw some kind of like the ethical problems about. I think it will bring much more ethical problems in the following years with advanced AI as well.
I agree completely. I am an optimist, and I love that humanity will have to do less work because this has been invented. But at the same time, like when I hear the arguments of people or artists or a new problem that has been created, it really makes me think and try to visualize how the future is going, how this problem is going to be dealt with in the future, or is it not going to be dealt with because there's like tons of problems and challenges that nothing happens about.
Yeah,
Sadly, but it's true.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Um, yeah, I also personally like much more optimist about like those technical stuff, because it has the answers for iterating for the future.
Yeah, for sure. And what are your plans for 2023? What are you how do you see your year in overview? What can you tell us? You said that you want to finish the auctions. How long do you foresee them taking?
So as I told you, my first plan is right now, which is in the development, making CryptoCubes on chain, creating the CryptoCubes API for different platforms, and finishing that professional everything about what it represents in the video with the Ordinary Folk Studio. And that other CryptoCubes and creators will continue at least 2-3 years more, once in every quarter. But after I finish those technical on chain and the video stuff and the API for CryptoCubes, I will start to focus on releasing the new project. It is the new project is almost ready, but I want, as I told you, I want to make everything much more professionally, much more mature to move on for the next one. And
You
of
wanna
course,
polish it up, right? You wanna,
yeah,
let me put it this way, you want to have some closure with
yeah,
CryptoCubes and polish up the new release as well, right?
yeah, that is correct. And also, like, this is also my decision. After I release the new project, I will also start to focus on my like personal artworks as well. And uh, but since CryptoCubes is my like the first project, my baby, I think like the people who had been interested in those projects will always be special for me. So I will I will always consider those people there who were supportive about the earlier projects will be uh, you know appreciated by me.
Yeah, for sure. It's because of their love that CryptoCubes became something, and it didn't, go down in obscurity, and it became a wonderful project. And you are also doing a great, great job at, keeping up with it, adding more interesting stuff, and with very much good intentions and love and care, and it's beautiful. So congratulations, man, and you're doing a great job with CryptoCubes, and I'm sure the new project is gonna be an absolute banger.
Thank you so much.
The related
uh,
pin, by the way, that I just pinned with the interaction.
Sorry.
I just pinned your latest tweet with the 24 hours interaction. Is it related to the new project?
I can't see the pinned. 1 second. It is for the Discord channel. Yeah, it is also kind of related, but I don't want to
Spoil it.
give lots of information about what is coming because
can neither
I want to be.
confirm nor deny.
Wink, wink. Just it is.
Yeah. Okay. If anybody in the audience has any questions or would like to say something, please raise your hands and we will pass on the mic. Um, I don't know if you have any closing comments on, or if there's anything we didn't touch you would like to mention.
I guess we mentioned almost everything. Yeah, like the project and like the story about how I found about that about NFTs. Yeah, I think yeah, it was a really good interview with you guys.
Fantastic. And I will invite you back to the show during the year, maybe before you drop or when you have your new project coming out, and definitely meet you again in the future and see who you are in that time.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, and also, I don't know if you are going to be in NFT Paris. We are
I'm gonna
also.
try to go there. I wanna go there, and I'm trying to get Dudley to also be there. Well, I don't know. It's a conundrum still. It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
But we are also looking at this Dubai. Are you going to be in that?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend is just considering to go, and I haven't been attended any of those events and didn't met with the people in real life, and I realized I think I should start to meet and for much more human connection. And also like seems like really people are really good people are going to speak, and I think it will be great. So we are considering to go.
Hmm. It's a little expensive. I was hoping. I don't understand why they charge so much for admission. How is a normal person going to go there with so high entry
uh
fee? But
yeah,
I guess it's good to meet each other for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
That was my little comment there. Okay, we had someone who wanted to ask something, but he dropped. Well, That's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much, Han, for coming in, and I'm looking forward to our chat in the future,
Yeah.
in
Thank you for having.
2023.
Thank you for having me.
And cheers, guys, for listening to us. We have an open spaces planned for today at exactly 5 hours from now, 2:30 EST. We are doing these open spaces. This is the first one that we are trying with some other projects. It's going to be really chilled, and we're going to have some fun talking about NFTs and a lot of stuff happening in Web3. Thank you so much for listening live to us, and everyone listening to the recording. Have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.
Have a great one, guys.